1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
Answer honestly and say, no, you look perfect. But if that isn't the case, I would probably advise to go for that white lie and say, no, you look lovely. And again, even there, actually, as I speak, we use euphemisms. I mean, a white lie, which we sometimes say if we've said something that's not strictly true or that we mean, oh, well, that's okay because it's only a white lie. But actually, a white lie is still a lie. But in the example I mentioned, perhaps discretion is really the better part of valor. Don't take the chance of being too honest in that situation. But okay, so human beings, we have a tendency to withhold ourselves, not to really show our full self at all. But right. Depending on who we're with, we have many different roles in life. I guess there are two main parts of the human personality. Right. The public part, the things we reveal about ourselves, again, depending on who we're talking to, it may be family, we admit more about ourselves than someone we barely know, and a private self, which we may reserve for a partner, for close family, a close friend, where we would say things we do, things we believe, and so on. Now, at this point, Cuz, what's your view on that? Would you say that you withhold things about yourself in life? Do you have a public self, someone who you're perfectly happy to get to know you pretty freely, with most people perhaps, and a private self where you reserve what you say, what you think, what you are, what you feel to one or two special people? How would you define yourself in that?
Well, it's a very interesting topic. It's a very interesting question as well. But first of all, let me just say to you, now I don't know if does my bum look big still apply this day. I don't know, because I've
sorry you've gone straight back to
yeah.
Sorry you've gone straight back to that.
I've seen things on the internet, and people pay to have a Brazilian bum, they call it, where they tend to make their bum look bigger. So perhaps that's changed, you say,
perhaps it's changed.
A woman does ask you to say, well, does my bum look big in this? You want to say yes.
Well, you've got to know the woman. You've got to know who she is first.
Well, you got to. Perhaps you might be a bit cautious and say, well, what would you rather like it to be?
Well, let me tell you. Let me just tell you a real example of what we're saying as you come back to that subject. And this really did happen. A few years ago, after I was divorced, I decided to take a lodger. And a very nice lady came along. She was lovely, and she was of European extraction. Yeah. And she worked locally, actually at the airport, Gatwick Airport. And we got to know each other a little bit in the first week, but after a week, it was about a week, and she was actually with me for a few years after that, and our relationship sort of evolved. But that first week, she came home very upset one day, and in her very attractive our relationship sort of evolved. But that first week, she came home very upset one day, and in her very attractive English accent, she was good at English, but it was a nice accent. She was very upset, and I said, "What's the matter?" And she said, "Oh, I won't name the person, but she said someone at work, a woman at work, had said, 'I've got a big bum.'" And of course, the way she said it in her overseas accent, I mean, this is absolutely true. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to say to this? And then she asked the dreaded question, "Trevor, do you think I've got a big bum?" She actually used the words bum and not bottom.
Yeah.
And I thought, my goodness, I've been asked some difficult questions in my life, but I'm in a real catch-22 situation here. Because in a split second, I thought, well, I can't say, yes, you've got a lovely bum, because that might imply I've been looking at her in a wrong sort of way. And then I
Yeah.
thought, well, I can't say, well, turn around, let me have a look, because a man, you couldn't say that to a woman you've really only just known for a few days. And that was all going on in the space of about 500ths of a second. And so I said, what actually was true. I said, no, you're perfect. You're lovely. You know, the woman is stupid to say, and I sort of found out a bit more what was in the background. I don't remember what it was now, and she got past that. And as I say, we laughed about that in times to come, about that conversation. But she really put me on the spot, and I thought, how the heck do I answer a question like that? But I think I got away with it, so to speak, without having to lie, as it happens. But my point would be, if actually she had a modern day Brazilian bum, as you put it, and was a bit sizable in that direction, I don't believe I could have said that. You could see it. Obviously, it upset her, another woman saying that. And so I would have had to say, no, you're really nice. There's not a problem in that area. And I would have told a proactive lie. But sometimes, as I say, discretion is the better part of value for the person, not just for oneself. You have to think of somebody's peace of mind or whatever, how they might react to that. So yeah, that was actually a very true story, one which I've often thought of, or not often, but when you're in a difficult situation, what do you do? And then you've got to you wing it, you go with what you do and do your best. So yeah, so I forget where you were on that now. So do you feel you have a side of yourself that you really don't reveal to other people?
Yeah, I do actually. I do have a side of myself that I don't reveal to people, and I think I've kind of touched on it, probably in previous episodes. Now I can't remember precisely when or where, but I like to, for instance, I like to assess people's kind of like their judgment kind of way. I don't know if that makes sense. So for instance, if somebody is very reserved in their way of life, I wouldn't tell them, all right, so I'm going to bring my religion into it. So as a Jehovah's Witness, there are people that were brought up Jehovah's Witnesses and they've never left. On my part, I've left, and I've lived a kind of life that wouldn't considered worthy of someone being of that or practicing that faith. And as such, I tend not to, I don't hide my past, but I tend not to bring it up.
Of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything cost us and fund the